During the colonial era of Korea, a lot of brave men and women fought for our independence. However, without a proper leader to organize them, their actions would have ended in failure. I sincerely thank you all for joining us in today our memorial service of Kim Gu, who are well known for the educator, man of religion, and the leader of the fighters of independence. Like majority of others here, I too am in forever in his debt. He has shown us how the leaders should behave, how leaders should treat their followers. Today, I am going to talk about his early life, his political activities, and his accomplishments. He was born as the son of a poor merchant whose heritage was also a D-class aristocrat. Because his family was a merchant who were considered subhuman and D-class aristocrat nonetheless, Kim Gu was constantly hated by his neighborhood. His family was also too poor for Kim Gu to get a proper education, but Kim Gu never gave up. He never gave up his education and was able to learn how to read and write thanks to the help of his father's cousin. When he grew old enough to be able to take a test to become an officer of the palace, he applied in his father's name in hope that he would get out of the merchant class and will no longer be hated. However, upon learning the fraudulence of the exam, he gave up on the idea and decided to improve the family status in his own way. Joining Dong Hak's rebellion, the rebellion formed by Dong Hak University to punish the corrupt government and set the right path to the country, was Kim Gu's decision. However, the rebellion, along with the countless other rebellion he joined for the similar cause, all failed, and Kim Gu eventually ended up in prison. Even in a series of unfortunate situations during his early life, Kim Gu never gave up and strived to set his country in its correct path, and later rescue his country from Japan. While he was in prison, he set up a class that taught illiterate prisoners how to read and write, and his path for an educator continued even after his escape from prison to dodge his death sentence. However, in 1910, Korea fell in hand of Japan and became a colony. Kim Gu, who strived to make his country a better and clean place, obviously could not let that stand. Kim Gu applied to become the gatekeeper of the temporary government of Korea. The temporary government was set up in Shanghai in China in an attempt to resist Japan's attempt to fully take over Korea. The leader of the government, knowing Kim Gu's accomplishments, offered him to become the chief police officer of the government instead. Working as a member of the temporary government of Korea meant Kim Gu's life wasn't always in danger. He constantly suffered from assassination attempts and arrests by Japanese army. Kim Gu let none of them stop him. He did his best to keep his government clean of spies while constantly risking his life. In the end, he was elected to become a leader of the government himself. Becoming the leader of the temporary government meant he was responsible for organizing and leading the activities for independence. Kim Gu accomplished his task flawlessly. Learning from his mistakes of his youth, Kim Gu knew exactly what to do to rebel against Japan while keeping his members elusive and safe. While leading the guerrilla rebellion, he never forgot the value of education. He worked hard to prevent what Japan sought to do, which was burning historic records and books written in Korean. He worked hard to teach everyone the history and the language of Korean so that it was never lost, even in the gloomy colonial era, where the people were forced to learn only Japanese language and history. Although what ultimately stopped Japan's colonizing was the end of World War II, without Kim Gu, Korea would have never been able to stand independently quickly, if not at all. Today, we took a close look at Kim Gu's life and his accomplishment, and with him, the belief and motives and that drove him towards his accomplishment. His work clearly showed us all his belief and the correctness of it. With determination, everyone can forge their own futures.